என்று சொல்லுவோம், நல்ல பாதையில் செல்லுவோம். கல்வியே கண்கள் என்றுமே புது தலைமுறை நாம் பெயர் சொல்லுமே.
Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai.
Hi all, a very good morning to one and all. Today again, we are all gathered here for the week 2 of Deeksharambh, the students induction program. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. So welcome all for the day 2 of Deeksharambh, the students induction program. The best way to get things done is to simply begin. So let's begin today's program. So now I invite Dr. Preeta Jha from Department of Physics to deliver the welcome address. Dr. Preeta ma'am, please.
Happy morning to all. We, the faculty of first year ENT, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute University, is very pleased to welcome you all to the second week of Deeksharambh Student Induction Program. I, Dr. Preeta George, feels immense pleasure to welcome you all to the session on the path less taken. On behalf of First Year ENT, I welcome our Founder Chancellor, A.C. Shanmugam, who had a vision to provide a better foothold for the students to face the emerging challenges. I express my warm welcome to our Honorable President, Engineer ACS Arun Kumar, who allowed us to conduct this great event. It's my pleasure to welcome our Registrar, Dr. C.B. Palnivelu, Vice Chancellor Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, Rector Dr. G. Viswanathan to this student induction program. I feel honored to welcome our additional registrars, joint registrars, directors, HODs, teaching and non-teaching faculty of various departments. It's my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to our technical team behind the screen. They are our backbone. Without their wholehearted support, we will not be able to accomplish this event. Today, to motivate and cherish the young minds, we have our guest of the day, Ms. Swathy Patel, Director, Talent Development, Iopex Technologies, amidst of us. To this great occasion, I welcome her. Welcome, ma'am. She is working towards connecting young minds to strive, success, and achievement. We are grateful to her for accepting our invitation and become the chief guest of the today's event. I feel elated to welcome all our dean, dear students, and my fellow colleagues for taking a keen part in this program. I'm sure that you will be enriched with knowledge on completion of this session. I welcome you all once again and hope that you will have a great time ahead. Thank you all.
Sometimes what you want isn't it always what you get. but in the end, what you get is so much better than what you wanted. So, here with us today, we have the most talented, humble, beautiful guest with us, Miss Swathy, Director, Talent Development, Iopex Technologies Private Limited. Let me briefly introduce about Swathy. Ms. Swathy Patel currently is the Director, Talent Development, Iopex Technologies Private Limited, has around 19 years of experience in industry. She has completed her BSc Computer Science at Madras University and MBA at Bharathiar University. She did her MA Literature at Madras University and was a research scholar at SRM University. Ms. Swathy is a passionate human resource personnel with a zeal for self-enrichment through continuous learning and encouraging others to improve in their career. Swati managed end-to-end HR process regarding talent development, diversity and inclusion, employee learning during her stint with TCS. Swati, being a certified career mentor, NLF practitioner, and aspiring coach, she will definitely influence you all to work hard towards your distant goal in your future. So, my dear students, so we are here to welcome her. Miss Swati, most welcome. And now I welcome Ms. Swati, who is going to enlighten with us her aspiring speech on the path less taken. My dear students, please listen, get inspired, and keep going along your career path. Ms. Swati, please welcome. And now the stage is yours. You can proceed.
Thank you, Dr. Nirmala. So it's been such a nice time. I mean, thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'm just going through the comments that these kids are posting. So just goes back to my college days when we didn't have the facility of these online platforms and things like that. So it was like chits and papers that were passing around during the class time, right? So it's such nice to see such vibrant crowd, and thank you so much for the opportunity. Without any further delay, let me just quickly run through what I have to present. Right. So, ma'am, can you please let me confirm that you can see my screen? Nirmala, ma'am?
Yes, Swati, the screen
You
is
can see my
visible.
Right. Okay, fine. Okay, so for the kids out there from Dr. MGR College, when Dr. Nirmala came to me, asked me if I can spend some time speaking with you guys, I was like very hesitant, right? So because it's been quite some time since I addressed an academic crowd, and it's been over the past 19 years, I have been only addressing, professionals with TCS and with the whole of TCS companies and where I was working for. So it was I wouldn't say it was challenging, but then I was just hesitant to address the young G because you guys are of totally different vibes, right? So the enthusiasm that you carry around. The knowledge that you have and the savvy that you are with technology, we are never nowhere close to it. So I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts because all of you are in the first year of your college, right? And it's going to be very exciting. You're moved out of school. This is a new environment, and everything is new. You're meeting new friends. I see many people are here from Tirupati. People are here from Chennai. People are cheering up CSK. So well done, CSK. So all your very enthusiastic vibes are just making me feel very positive. So I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts on how you may want to decide on your future, right? So the first year is definitely going to be fun filled. You're going to meet new people. You're going to get settled with your coursework. So but nevertheless, we definitely need you to take a path that will help you in your career, right? So having said that, I just thought I'll title my talk "The Path Less Taken." So the path less taken is actually borrowed from one of the poetry which I studied very long back. And the reason why I wanted to talk on this is because all of us have, get influenced by what we see on social media, on what we are told by different people around us, people who are already in corporate like me. We keep telling a lot of things to a lot of kids, to a lot of people, right? But then at the end of the day, it is you who need to make your choice, and it is you who need to embrace change. It is you who need to shape up your career such that you are successful. So I usually start off my talks or my coaching or my mentoring with a short video. So let's see what we have. Right. So, just to give you a brief, this was one of the short films that won quite a lot of accolades in the recent film festival. So, I do understand that many of you would have seen this. A lot of people would have found a lot of inspiration from this particular movie, right? So, had you all been in an interactive session, I would have asked you this question. But there are a lot of things that we learn from this little bird, right? So this little bird is like you guys. Okay, so just ventured out into the world, still depending on their parents for food, expecting that the mother bird will come and feed him or her, and then hoping that something will happen, that the food comes straight into its mouth, right? So a lot of you kids who are out there are still like this bird, right? Untapered, unnurtured, just out of your house. Many of you have moved out. I see many of you from Chennai. Of course, it is going to be very close to you. People out from different states who have left your hometown, come here, settle down in the college. And when you all started, right, so it would have been very difficult for you to leave your parents, come here, and equally exciting as well, right? Because the prospect of getting new things to know and meeting up a lot of few people would have been very exciting, right? Staying away from home, having the musty that you already have, and trust me when I tell you, hostel life is going to be really awesome. So it's going to be really fun. So while all that is there, right, so three things which actually stood out, which kind of gave me a very special message. So the first important thing is to concentrate, is what the bird learned, right? So when this bird was trying to get into the ocean to collect the clams, it failed at multiple times, right? But what happened, it learned from the clam itself. Yeah. So that is one very very important takeaway from this particular clip that you said. The second one is how you manage your time. Okay, so time management going forward, because you have just started the base for your career, right? So time management is something which is very, very important, which you learned from this particular clip. And the third very important new aspect is on learning new things, right? So I wouldn't want to lecture around on what these three things are all about, but I've just tried to put down life lessons on what I have understood or what I have learned over the 20 years of my work, right? So it is very important that you have your aspirations, your goals, and your desires. Everything needs to be planned right away. Okay, because whatever you plan and whatever you aspire is going to be the future, is going to be the base for what your future all holds for you, right? So it is very important that you have a razor sharp focus on your aspirations, your goals, and your desires. Secondly, it is very important that you prepare yourself, right? So the world out there, it's going to come up with a lot of challenges. As you know, as you saw, the bird was always protected by its mother. But when you come out of your family, of your people, many people are going to go into careers which are going to carry you over to overseas or different locations. So you will need to prepare yourself, right? So it's all the more, when you prepare yourself, you need to have a lot of time such that you handle a lot of things within yourself, right? So it's a world out there to explore, and you have just started your journey, right? And always stay positive, right? So it's very important that there are going to be many hurdles that are going to come forward, right? So when these hurdles come forward, the only thing that will keep you going is your positive attitude. Okay, so once you have your positive attitude, it makes it even more easier for you to cross these hurdles and get your priorities set, right? So there are going to be many distractions, right? For as I can see, people are interested in who is what, and what is the other one up to. People are going to come and distract you. People are going to talk about you. People are going to lead you away. People are going to lead you astray from your career path, from your career goal. But all those interruptions and obstructions have to be set right? So you need to set your priorities right. Then very important thing is you have to move from the school going mindset to now a campus oriented, a career oriented mindset, because the next 4 years for you are going to be very, very important. Though you're going to have fun, you're going to have a lot of people to meet, there is a career path that you're going to build, right? So it's very important that you train yourself and you nurture your brain, that you are able to grasp what is going on within your curriculum, within your college, and within your campus. The second important thing, as I told you, is time management, right? So it is very important that you start managing your time right away, right? So over the years, over the 20 years that I have been working, this has really helped me, right? So whatever, whenever you want to have whatever goals you have, it is very important that you write down your goals. You put it down in a piece of paper, you write it down in some place where you can actually see it, and you can work accordingly, allocate time for each and every goal that you have. Okay, so whenever there is a task, okay, so whenever you have something to do, when there is something to learn, so you have to set time to complete each task. So it's not going to help you if you go in a fast track mode, you jump from one task to the other, and then you go ahead and then just lead in a haphazard manner. It's not going to help. So you have to bifurcate your time. Sometimes you have to go for study. When you have time to have fun, you still can have fun. But it's very important, for the next 4 years, you do spend a lot of time in getting yourself acquainted with what your professors are going to teach you, with what you're going to learn, with what are the various avenues that you have to build a very strong career, right? So of course, when you look at the fun part, the non-essential activity, it falls under non-essential activities, right? So the fun part is anyways going to happen. Okay, so when you're having fun, make sure that you don't mix fun and studies. So this time that you have for studying, it's very important, and then you have to make sure that you complete all your required learning on time, and then still go ahead and plan for your future career. Moving on to your new learning. So when you saw the bird, right, what did it learn? It learned that when you go underwater, nothing happens to you, right? So the way to stay alive underwater is that you submerge yourself within the sand, and then you kind of surface whenever you find the clams. Okay, so give me 1 second. Sorry. So it is very important that you learn new things, right? So when the bird learned that the clams surface when they are underwater, it not only helped itself, right, with the clams, with the food that they have, but it also started helping the other birds with the way with the new learning, right? So it is very important that at every stage in your life, there's going to be a huge lot of learning that's going to happen. Okay, so you need to practice to get acquainted with the various avenues of learning. You now, as I was telling you, when we started college way back, the only learning that we had is to go in a college, to go in a classroom session, and nothing else, right? So right now you have the whole web that is open to you. Okay, so that gives you the added advantage, right? That you have your online learning classes, you have the access to the professors that you have in your college, and you have access to whatnot. You have your access to libraries. So a lot of learning avenues are available. So all these put together, it's going to help you develop your skills, right? So it's your skills that you have to make sure that are sharpened and are good to go, right? So as I was telling you, it is very important that you set your goals, right? So what happens, or when you have your goals set, right? Okay, so you need to be very specific, right? So if you're studying rocket science, so most of you are in the BTech batch, right? So if you're studying rocket science to become a rocket scientist, right, it doesn't make sense if you're going to become a banker, does it? Right? So be very specific in what you want to achieve. So if you're studying rocket science, make sure that you are focusing your career on something related to rocket science. Okay, so the next very important aspect is you need to have a measurable goal, right? So when I say measurable, right, you cannot say that, overnight I will learn rocket science and then I will go to NASA, I will get this thing done, I will build rockets. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen in stages, right? So you have to make sure that your base is strong. So if you are if you now that you are in your BTech batches, it's very important that you learn the base skills thoroughly, and you add extra learning to whatever you're doing, such that when you keep moving down your career in another 2 3 years, when you come to your final year project, when you attend campus interviews, you will be ready, right? So make sure that, again, as I told you, it is an attainable goal. So as I said, you cannot learn rocket science overnight, correct? So it takes years and years of learning, years and years of experience to learn things, to assimilate things, to implement whatever you have learned. So all these put together is what is going to make you relevant, right? So say for example, not everybody can be a rocket scientist, right? So if you are not able to become a rocket scientist, you are very much open to look at that alternate path, but make sure that the alternate path is decided in a timely fashion, right? At the right time. You will get to know whether which path you need to choose within your second year of your college, second or the starting of your third year. So make sure that you align yourself, you work yourself to achieve that particular goal. That is what is going to give you the courage and the encouragement and the knowledge to 10 minutes, yeah, and the knowledge to really scale up and do very good things. So at the end of the day, so when you set your goals, you become smart, right? So I hope many of you would have seen this movie, right? Three Idiots in Hindi and Nanbargal in Tamil. I don't know what it is in Telugu, but still. So what is the takeaway from that movie, right? So he says, Amir Khan slash Vijay says, engineering, you study engineering because you want to become an engineer, right? Not because you want to become a banker. So what does he call people who do that? He calls them a donkey, right? So it's very important that you set your priorities right, you become smart, right? And you choose your career, you choose your learning in such a way that you are standing out as a smart person rather than somebody who is just following things that are being said to this person, right? So when you choose your path, right, so it is very important that you follow a couple of steps, very predefined steps, when you choose your learning path or when you choose your career path. So firstly is align your career with your course. So when you're if you're however is going to study for your BTech, it makes more sense for you to move into something which is relevant to your course. But then opportunity doesn't comes for everybody, and it is a fact, right? Not everybody is going to be placed in huge companies, or not everybody is going to go to NASA, or not everybody is going to go to Google. But still, whenever you find an opportunity, whenever you find a deviation that is going to help you build your career, don't hesitate to embrace it, right? So deviations are, and the deviation is also an opportunity for you to embrace your career and to enhance your career, right? So be active socially. Okay, so I know all of you are very Facebook, Insta savvy and WhatsApp savvy, so I can see that with the comments that are coming by. But it's very important that as you come to a closure of your course, you have to log on to LinkedIn, create a professional resume for yourself. Okay, so the social media is one place where you have numerous opportunities that are waiting for you. Even for people like me, we kind of go to LinkedIn, we kind of go to the social media to look out for a lot of resources, right? So it is a huge ocean for you to tap opportunities. Next, choose your right organization. Okay, so I've had spoken to many kids who have come into Iopex, right? So some of them felt sad, right? They didn't get selected by a CTS or a TCS or an Accenture. It doesn't matter, right? So if you're going to go into a large company, okay, I was in TCS for almost 18 years. Okay, so we have 4 lakh people. We had 4 lakh people in TCS. So the size of TCS was so huge that we used to compare it with one of the smaller islands. Okay, so whenever we used to make client presentation, we used to compare the strength of TCS to a small island, to a small state. So you, in that particular environment, you're going to be one amongst the lakhs that are there. But when you choose a smaller or a mid-sized organization, you are going to stand out, right? So do not feel sad or do not feel let down that you're not being selected by a huge giant. Be happy that you have a job in hand and then you have a career in hand. So continuous learning is very, very important, right? So even after you complete your course, you have to make sure that you do additional learning to fulfill or to substantiate what you have learned in these 4 years. Okay, just going through your book knowledge or just going through your curriculum it's not 100% achievement. To get 100%, you definitely need to have additional learning enabled. And finally, so it is very important, right, that you come out of your shell, and there's a huge opportunity waiting for you. So once you choose your right path, you embrace your change, you go through a lot, you achieve success. What do you get? You get a lot of money, right? So all of us, at the end of the day, we work to earn money and to have a very comfortable life, right? So choose your path rightly, and make sure that you are aligned with your goals that are with your career and with your learning that is there. So before I close, I just want to give you one life lesson on why I chose Iopex, right? So nearing 20 years of experience in the IT field. I started with a big company called DSQ Software, right? I was there for 2 years, and then I moved to TCS. So as I told you earlier, huge company like TCS, where you are one among the lakhs, it takes a lot of time to establish yourself. You have to overcome a lot of hassles, you have to overcome a lot of hindrances. There is going to be favoritism, there's going to be the survival of fittest. Okay, so it took me some time to realize that this was not the piece of cake, right? So after 17 years in TCS, of course, I did have my growth, I did have my achievements, I did have my downfall. I started off with somebody who was at a very low level, or rather a minimal level in the organization structure, and then I grew up to become the head HR, or head of a particular division within the organization. But that didn't substantiate for me for the hunger or to be savvy, right? So it took me some time to decide that this is not going to help me, I need to do more. And that is when I decided, after 16 years, to write my resume and join, and to look out for other opportunities. So why did I choose my path, and why did I move to Iopex? So Iopex has been in the market for almost 12 years now, right? It is a small company very small company when compared to TCS. But the reason I chose this organization, for three major reasons. So first one is, when you choose your organization, right, you have to do a market analysis, right? So you have to look at what are the value systems that an organization holds, right? What are their strongholds? What is their market presence? What is the technologies that they're working on? So if you go to social media, again, you're going to look at a lot of comments, a lot of reviews, but still, this market analysis is something which is very important that you have to do. Secondly, when you have to decide to make the move, as I told you earlier, in large giants, you're going to be one among the lakhs, right? But then in small companies or in mid-sized companies, you're going to be one to stand out. So it's very important to move away from your comfort zone, because I moved away from my comfort zone, right? So I was very comfortable in TCS. I had a team. I didn't have everything was going on smoothly. Nobody was questioning me, questioning my authority, or questioning what I'm supposed to do. But still, there comes a point where you have to move out. You have to take the bold decision, and then you have to set your priorities right. Finally, the organization that you're going to choose, it's going to either build you or it's going to break you, right? So when you choose your organization, you have to see what are the growth opportunities that you have, right? What is it that makes the organization to stand out, and what is it that the organization has to offer you? These are the areas which will actually help you to do better and to really, really shine well in your career. So with this, let me just finish with another short video. Yeah. Thank you and all the best. And I really hope and wish that one of these days in the years to come by, one of us would definitely meet, and then you will recall and remember that I had spoken to you on the at the beginning of your academic year. And I would wish you all the very best and all the very success. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, wow. Swati was just exemplary, motivation to our student. And definitely, you will be a role model for all our students, all our budding engineers. And hope that they will follow all your instructions, whatever you said about the concentration, time management, and new learning, how to set a goal, and excellent definition for the word smart. Definitely, they will follow everything. And it was really, and the two videos which you posted, it was really, really, really awesome. So thank you so much for being with us and motivate our students. Really, really, we couldn't move our eyes this side or that side. That much interesting. And sure, our students would have liked your speech, and they will follow and reach their goals. Sure. So thank you so much,
Thank
Swati.
you.
Yeah, we have
Sure.
come to the end of the program, and now I request Ms. Aparna from Department of Chemistry to deliver the vote of thanks. Aparna?
Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. On this occasion, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our founder chancellor, Thiru A.C. Shanmugam sir, and our dynamic president, engineer ACS Arun Kumar sir. I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi ma'am, Registrar, Dr. C.V. Paranivelu sir, and Rector, Dr. D. Vishwanathan sir. I would also like to thank all the registrars, joint registrars, additional registrars, deans, deputy deans, and all the executives of this esteemed institute. On this occasion, I would like to thank our Joint Registrar, First Year ENT, Dr. N.S. Subashri ma'am, for being a strong pillar of support. I would also like to thank all the teaching and non-teaching staffs for supporting us. My sincere gratitude to our resource person, Ms. Swathy Patel, Director, Talent Development, Iopex Technologies, for spending her valuable time and enlightening our students. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants for making this event a grand success. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Swati.
Thank you.
Sure. Thanks a lot. My pleasure.
Thank you, Aparna, for the good vote of thanks. And once again, I thank Swathy Patel, for really accepting our invitation and enlightening our students, motivating, and it shows her experience in motivation. So thank you, Swati, for being with us today. Thank you, one and all. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.